How many times you gonna try this? But you know what? We will still be great today, regardless of how many times we start the Phyllis Morning Show over. That's all right. It's just practice and getting us ready for the real thing. That is a-okay. If you're catching this for the third time, all right. I'm wait till Lynn does her ad. Sorry, you guys. I don't know what's going on with Facebook. That it doesn't want me to do right. Lynn, send me your invite again. Okay. Add time, Lynn. Hopefully this is it. Hey, George, what's up, man? I need to call you. I need some pictures.
Finally! Wow.
We're going to be so great today. It's going to be an amazing day. It's going to be an amazing day because this is the third time that we had to do this. So
yes,
that's all right. Good morning.
Right? Yes. Wow. Well, guys, thank you for joining. Thank you for trying to come back in multiple times this morning. I've seen you trying to join us today. And George says, hello, Joe. So Jojo, I'm so tickled this morning. I was watching actually a video, and it's funny and it's sad at the exact same time. But you know the videos, and I started to send it to you because I know that you are this person. And what's happening in the video is this: the person is just all of a sudden comes running from around the corner somewhere. And these people are walking towards him, and he's like, run. So the people, they just take off running, right? And then all of a sudden they stop. They're like, what we running from, bro? What we running from, right? And it's just so funny. They say,
yeah, that would be me.
It said, as Americans, we don't ask any questions. We just run, right?
We run with it, honey. I ain't got time to ask questions. Let's go.
Right. It's funny and it's sad at the same time that that's the society that we live in, right? That we don't ask any questions now because you just never know what people are going to do. So many things are happening. And if you see somebody running, your inclination is to run, right? It's that fight or flight that kicks in.
Yes.
And you got to save yourself. But yeah, I thought that was so cute this morning as I was watching those videos. But our Fearless Morning quote of the day I wanted to share is exactly what you posted on your page about 50 minutes ago by Myles Munroe.
My man, I love Dr. Y'all need to check out Dr. Myles Munroe. I have so many of his books. Oh, great teacher.
Yeah, and he's also one of the favorites of my husband because when we first met in college, that was the first thing that I saw was the type of books he was reading, and Myles Munroe was one of the books.
Oh wow, how about that?
That he was reading. So the quote is, there are people who want miracles but don't want to change. Miracles don't change people. The children of Israel saw plenty of miracles daily and never changed.
Never changed.
Never changed. Let me read that one more time. There are people who want miracles but don't want to change. Miracles don't change people. Y'all need to hear that. Miracles don't change people. Right? The children of Israel saw plenty of miracles daily and never changed. You think about all the things that they saw on their journey.
Yes.
I'm not even going to get into the Bible study today. We can do that tonight if you want to. But the children of Israel saw so many miracles and they did not change. They held fast to what it was that they believed in. They had short-term memories.
They were complainers.
Yes. So we're not going to do that today, guys. It's not about the miracle. It's about the change. Yes. So good morning, Kimberly. Thank you so much for joining. Today, guys, what I wanted to talk about, we know we've been talking about awareness of your numbers is 85% of your breakthrough. And then the day after that, we talked about managing your breakthrough. But what I want to talk about today, because I received some questions and also I had some conversations in my inbox on yesterday about different things.
Wow.
And one of the things that was shared with me, guys, and you guys need to go back and look at this, but there are videos out there. And just to be real, one of the videos entitled Selling to the Negro. And this was in 1950s. You know what I'm talking about? You've probably seen this. It's a trilogy of videos. There are 3 different videos that they put together. You can't hear me well? Let me see what's going on. I'll turn up my volume and I'll ask you to turn up your volume as well, see if that works better. But in this trilogy of videos, one of the videos that really, you know, just hit me to my core when they was talking about selling to the Negro. And this video actually was in the 1950s. And what they were talking about is the fact, how do you sell to a Negro? You sell to a Negro by selling him a brand name, right? Why selling them a brand name? Because they want to be noticed, because they're not used to being recognized. So that's how you get them. And I was like, oh my God, they made this back in the 50s, guys. How many of us are still in that same mentality where we got somebody else's name plastered all over us from head to toe? Right? Yes. Because we want to make sure that everybody sees us, want to make sure everybody knows that we have Calvin Klein, this, Gucci, that, Jordan, this, whatever the case may be. You pick your name, you pick the label. Go through your closets and see if you've bought into this. And that's how they positioned it as far as selling to the Negro.
Yes.
And they also point out in the video, guys, that the Negro dollar, now this is in the 50s, this was in the 1950s, said the Negro dollar, the Negro spends the most. They are the highest producing consumer in America. And this is the position that they've now taken to target our dollars. And the question that has arisen is, guys, why are we giving our dollars to people who hate us, people who despise you for the simple color of your skin? That's not what I meant to talk about this morning, but for some reason that just rose up again, right? And then not on top of that, what are the other things that we do? And one of the conversations that we had was about the very fact, guys, that we don't even own our land. We don't own our homes. We don't own anything. And then as soon as someone in your family does, right, they get that home, they pay off that home, they pass the home on. 9 times out of 10, what's going to happen? Somebody's not paying the taxes on that property. Then you're not paying the taxes on the property. What happens? Somebody else comes in, go down to the courthouse, get a tax lien, stay on that tax lien for a couple of years. Now they own your property.
Your family legacy, ma'am.
Exactly. Guys, we have to do better. We have to do better. That's not what I wanted to talk about in the financial confession and conversation this morning, but that's just where it led us. What I want to talk about this morning, and what my topic for today is, should you pay down debt first or invest? Okay? Should you pay down debt first or invest? So before I get into that and what you should do, what I want to talk about and revisit really quickly are the 7 types of investors. And this is what Robert Kiyosaki put out there, those 7 levels of investors, right? And we've talked about this before on the show, and you may have listened to that show. I think we did it back in November. Where we talked about the 7 levels of investor. But if you don't recall that, I'm going to do a quick rundown of those 7 levels of investors before I talk to you about should you pay down debt first or invest. Okay. See, why am I talking about this? Why am I sharing this, guys? This is the what. We're getting you ready for the how, because we're offering that Love Your Life, Love Your Finances class on Saturday, February 3rd. And we need to get out of these things that we're doing and do things differently. So let's look at this for a moment. The 7 levels of investors. Level 0, this is the person who has absolutely nothing to invest. Everything that you get in, you're spending it. Chances are you might be spending more than you're bringing in, right? But you're not saving. You're not putting anything else aside. You're not doing anything, right, that's going to change what you're doing. That's the level 0 investor. So if you're at a level 0 investor, that's okay. Recognize where you are. Stop doing those things that you are and move now to the next level. The next level is a level 1 person. And that level 1 person is what we call the borrower, right? You are borrowing. You might have some assets. You might have some things that you own, but you solve your problems by robbing Peter to pay Paul, Luke, John, Matthew, and everybody else, right? That's JoJo shares. So you are the person that keeps playing the credit card game, right? So you can get the MasterCard and pay off Visa, and take the Visa and pay off, your Capital One or whatever the case may be. You're just swapping things around, and you're not truly taking advantage of the opportunities that are available to you. So I hope that you are not the level 1 investor, but if you are, recognize who you are, own that thing, and now move to your next level. The next level, level 2, is the saver. Right? And this is probably where the majority of people are, because you're of that old school mentality that you got to save something. You do save some money, but you put your money in these low risk investment vehicles. Now, I don't mean you don't do that, because there is some value in doing that. There's some value in protecting your funds. I get that. But you shouldn't put everything, you hear this all the time, put all your eggs in one basket. You shouldn't put everything in that safe place. So yes, at level 2, you can be a saver, but you always are dependent upon what we call those low risk savings, those certificates of deposits, also known as CDs, are those typical money market accounts that they offer at your bank that are paying you little to no interest. And we're getting excited about 1.5% or maybe 2% interest if you're lucky. See, those are the savers. Those are the people, yes, you are doing some things, but that is going to be very slow growth for you. And we have to figure out how to do things better. So what I'm talking about, guys, are the 7 levels of an investor. So let me do a quick recap, because I see some of you are joining us here now, and we thank you so much for joining. But those 7 levels of investor, if you're at a level 0, that means you're not doing anything. You're a non-existent investor. You're not saving anything. You're spending everything that comes into your house. As quick as it comes in, it's going out, right? And in many times you may be overspending. Let's just be real. That level 1 investor, you're the borrower. You're the robbing Peter to pay Paul person, right? You're flip-flopping back and forth between your credit cards. So what can I get off a MasterCard this week to pay off Visa, right? Just to hold me over a few more days. That level 2 investor, you're a saver, but you're saving in those low risk investment vehicles. You want to grow your money, but guys, 1% is better than nothing, yes. But 1% interest that the banks are paying us for our certificates of deposits, or that they're paying us on those low interest money market accounts. Yeah, your money's growing a little, but that's slowly. You put $1,000 in there for the year, you are lucky to get $13 out for the year. See, that's not a great way, what we call return on your investment. Okay, because there, I guarantee you, the bank is making a lot more interest off of your money than that little tiny bit that they're giving to you. So that's the level 3 investor. Where we need to start transitioning and see the difference is that what we call the level 4 investor. Okay, when we look at the level 4, I'm sorry, I skipped level 3, didn't I? So your level 3 investor, and this is maybe a lot of you, these are smart investors. The level 3 person is an educated and an intelligent person. They more than likely have gone to college, or they've completed some post-secondary degree or some type of certificate, right? They did all of those other things, but they did not educate themselves in their finances. So you do have a retirement account that you are now funneling funds into. But if someone were to ask you questions about the particular item that your money is invested in, are you invested in an Admiral fund? Are you invested in an international stock fund? Well, what does that mean? What are you getting? What are your fees? What is the commission on that? You would have a puzzled look on your face, because I guarantee you have no idea, because you signed up for that 401k because they told you to do that when you walked into the HR, that you need to do this. You did it blindly without reading all of the information that was given to you. And if you did, you started looking at the information and it was confusing to you. So you chose not to read it. You simply signed on, signed up, and did what they asked you to do. So you do have some monies that are going toward retirement if you're that level 3 investor, but you haven't taken the time out to now educate yourself. See, guys, we got to love our life and our finances, and we got to figure out how to do things differently. Thank you, Sarah, for being honest. You say you surely didn't have a clue, because that's typically the way that it happens to us. And the reason I know that is because I did the same thing when I first started out. In my first job, when I went into education, the first thing, I signed up for the programs and the plans because they said, hey, you need retirement monies. I said, oh, okay.
Thank you.
Let me sign up, right? And let me put my money in here, but I didn't know what was going on. I had no clue. I see my money going up a little bit, but I didn't know if that was good or bad. I didn't know if my money was increasing just because I was putting money in there every week, or because the money was actually growing, right? From the investment vehicles that were chosen. So guys, we have to do things differently. We have to do things better. See, we got to love our life and our finances, right? So when we look at this, now we move into that level 4 investor. Your level 4 investor, this is your long-term investor. But for that long-term investor, this person now is more educated. And I'm trying to make sure this person is the one that actually has a plan to achieve in their finances. See, we talked about it on the other day. What are the financial structures you have in place to live the lifestyle that you want? See, that's how you get to that level 4. You got to plan this thing out. Not only do you plan it, but then you also implement it. You take action. You have to educate yourself, and you continually educate yourself, because the information keeps changing that's out there for us. The investment information keeps changing. Everyone, I know, unless you've been under a rock somewhere, you've heard about cryptocurrency lately. You've heard about Bitcoin, and you heard about all the rage and all the rash, and everybody's running in to now purchase Bitcoin, right? So what education will teach you guys is, by the time you hear it and everybody else is doing it, that is not the time for you to get out there and invest. All right? So you need to educate yourself on what you need to be doing. If you see the masses doing a certain thing, I implore you to run in the opposite direction. So how do you learn how to do that? How do you learn to read those things? What are the indicators, right, that are out there that are going to tell me how to do this? See, guys, you got to love your life and your finances, right? So when we move on, we get past that level 4 investor. The level 5 investor is the sophisticated investor. The sophisticated investor, they have solid financial knowledge. They're continuing to make the decisions to grow their monies, and they're getting a return on their investment, and they're continuing to seek opportunities to create, right? They're creating now other opportunities for their money to now grow. So when we look at all of these different levels, in the ultimate level, of course, is level 6, which is the capitalist level, which few people reach. Let me just be honest, right? And these are your billionaires that are here, and I'm sure you know those guys without me even calling their names. But what can we do better, guys, to love our life and love our finances? We have to figure out, how do we Do the things now that are going to move us. So recognize where you are and then move. So the question today, should you pay down debt first or invest? Because I gave you all the levels of investor. And you can actually look at that and see. And the short answer to that question is, it depends. And I bet you said, dang, I knew you were going to say that, right? I knew you were going to say that it depends. It depends, guys, because everything has to make mathematical sense. You have to be logical as you move through this process, okay? Because there are certain things that you must have in place as you begin to invest. So if you're going to pay down debt, what I need you to do is look at your numbers. Does it make mathematical sense? If you're going to invest your monies in a CD or some other opportunity that pays you 3%, but you now owe $2,000 on a credit card that's at 14.99%, do you think that makes sense? I'm going to gain 3% by putting my money over here, or I still owe this 14.99% over here. To get the best return on your investment, pay that credit card off first. But there are some things you need to put in place before you can now do that. What are the action steps that you need to do when you calculate all of this out to determine if it makes mathematical sense? Guys, that's what we teach you in Love Your Life and Love Your Finances. So join us for the masterclass on Saturday, February 3rd. The link is pinned in this post so that you can go there and actually register for the event. Go ahead and register, get in. We also have a VIP opportunity that you can read about. You have any questions about anything that we'll be covering, whether or not there's a topic that you want to know about during this session, send it to us and we'll say, yes, we are covering that, or no, this is not the best fit for you. Any questions that you have about Love Your Life, Love Your Finances, contact us, either myself or JoJo. We will follow up, guys, because it's not about us. It's about our community. It's about us doing better as a whole. And until we all do better as a whole, we'll continue to be where we've always been. We'll continue to be stuck in that rut. We'll continue to be able to be sold, just like that video from 1954, How to Sell to the Negro. Sell to them because they want to be recognized. Sell to them because they want to wear somebody else's name on their chest, on their legs, on their shoes, on their head. Find a Rolex watch that devalues itself as soon as you put it on and walk out the store. Buying all of these expensive cars that devalue as soon as you pull off the lot. We have to do things better. Buying all these clothes that are hanging in our closets that are worth nothing as soon as you wear it. We have to do things better. Guys, love your life, love your finances. Hopefully I didn't go over too much. I didn't plan to talk this long, but that's the financial confession and conversation for today.
I love that, because I think that's a lot of people's question, especially when they are living paycheck to paycheck. Well, then if I'm only making $8.95, $9, $10, and I still have debt, but you're talking about investing, I can't do both. Either I'm going to pay due power or I'm not going to have any light, so I don't have any money to invest. And so that's a great question for people to ask you. So, and then we will go in depth with that. Well, Lynn will. At the webinar on Saturday, February 3rd. So make sure you register so that you can figure out what do you need to do. Because I've been there, at McDonald's making $8.95, at IBM making $12, trying to raise kids. And now, then I was like, $12, it's okay. But I had no clue how I was making it off $12. I had no earthly idea how I was making it off $12. But I was living paycheck to paycheck and in debt and, robbing everybody to pay nobody because you still owe everybody. Mm-hmm. So, and that's how it is. So make sure you guys register for the event on Saturday. Were you going to say something, Lynn?
It's about money management, guys. And this is the thing that we need to catch a hold of. If you can't do it with a little, you surely won't do it with a lot.
No. That's very true. That is very, very true. You will not. So, all right, guys. So today, my fearless confession, fearless thought of the day is press the gas. I want you to press the gas today. So, if you missed the earlier part, I love Dr. Miles Monroe, and so Dr. Monroe yesterday, and you know he's passed away, Lord rest his soul. But in one of his sermons, he was talking about. He told this story, and I'll make it really quick. He was in Germany on the Autobahn, and he is like, I can't wait to drive on this thing because, you know, there's no speed limit. You can go as fast as you want to see. He got on there, and, you know, you have a driver with you, and he was doing 50, 60. He got a little nervous. And the guy was like, keep going. He was doing 80. He started to shake, and the guy said, keep going. And he was like, but I'm doing 80. He said, keep going. And he finally got to 100. He was like, whoa, I'm doing 100. And the guy was like, keep going. He said he hit 115 and he stopped. He wanted to stop. And the guy was like, keep going. He's like, but I'm doing 115. And he said, keep going. And he said it was at that point that he had a mental breakthrough, which I'll bring back together in just a second. He said by the time he got to 160, he was like, life was just totally different at 160. And he said people were still passing him. And he said what it is most times you're around people like in a car has a speedometer, and it tells you how fast your car can go. 160, 150. And he said in life, you have people around you who are telling you how fast you can go.
Yep.
And God is behind you saying, go, let's go, JoJo, press the gas. But you like, no, I'm safe right here at this 50 or 60. I'm safe right here at this 70 when God is ready to take you to somewhere else. Your situation can't stay the same at the same speed if you're trying to change. You can't do the same things and you can't be with the same people. Sometimes you got to speed it up and take off. But first, the change has to happen in your mind. So today, I want to encourage you to press the gas on something you've been holding back on. If it's you've been holding back on going back to school, if you've been holding back on making a decision about something, if you've been holding back about changing your circle of friends, whatever it is, press the gas today. Because here's the thing, you are far more equipped to do more than you ever imagined. You're equipped to do exactly what you're supposed to do. You
Right.
just have to believe that first. Because, you know, good Lord, no, he created you to do that thing. You just doubt yourself. He never doubted you. So you have to do it. So today, press the gas. And after I heard that yesterday, it blew my mind. Forget work at that point. What is work? I got to press the gas. And I had my little notebook out. And they was like, Louise, what are you working on, honey? You don't even want to know what I'm working on. So press the gas. Don't be scared. Sometimes you got to take off. You've been at this speed long enough, meaning you've been struggling long enough. You've been living paycheck to paycheck long enough. You've been in crazy long enough. It's time to live past all of that.
Yes.
So today I encourage you, it's Hump Day Wednesday. Let's get over that. Let's press the gas. Let's put a little speed behind it, and let's get something done. And I think that is essentially, Lynn, what we're trying to share with people is that because a lot of times the speed limit, you know what you need to do, but you just trucking right along, playing it safe. And now it's time to do something different. You got to step outside of your box. You have to. It's not an option anymore. And here's the thing. A lot of people say, oh, I'm going to change. This is going to be my year. I'm doing something different. But until you change here, you will never change where you are physically. You got to change where you are mentally first to change where you are physically. You can't do you can't do the mental without, the physical won't happen without the mental. So you've got to change your mind first. So today, press the gas, change your mind. You can do it, girl, man. Make that thing happen. That is my fearless confession and thought for today. He had me all excited. I was tired after Girl Scouts last night, but I sat down and did some more writing, up with it this morning. I was like, Lord have mercy. But it is exciting, I'm telling you. And I encourage you, once you let go of the limitations that you place on yourself, because they are self-imposed limitations. Once you let those go, it's an amazing thing.
Absolutely.
All right, then. That's my fearless thought for today.
Yes, yes. So I just want to read this quote one more time to close out the show because we need to love our life and our finances. But this is by Dr. Miles Monroe, guys. There are people who want miracles but don't want the change. Miracles don't change people. The children of Israel saw plenty of miracles daily, and they never changed. So, guys, the moral of that is don't be like the children of Israel waiting on your miracle and thinking that that's it, that's where it stops, that's all you have to do, because we need to learn from their lessons, right?
Yes.
The work doesn't stop there. No matter what, you have to do something different. That's it, guys, for the Fearless Conversation today, and Confessions and Conversations today. So we thank you so much for joining. Please, if Facebook will allow you to, share this video. It's not allowing me to share the video right now. I'm going to have to wait until it's posted and I'll come back. And make sure you share it in your community, guys, because it's not about us, right? It is not about us. It's about our entire community. It's about us being better together, growing together. This is for the people who are ready for their next, right? Yes. And that's the main reason that we come here every day, guys. We are on assignment. I'm on assignment to break the spirit of debt. JoJo's on assignment to help you live past crazy. How do you get past that? And together, guys, you can have a phenomenal life if you are willing to do the work. So make sure we share this out in the community. Get it out to as many people as we can possibly get this word out to, because it's invaluable, it's life-changing, it's game-changing if we do the work.
That is right, guys. So make sure you share the video. I thank you guys for joining every morning, commenting, because at least we know that people are really taking to heart some of the things that we say, because it's all truly about helping people so that you don't have to stay where you're at. To let you know, be encouraged. You don't have to stay where you are. You can truly do something different. It just takes one step, one day at a time. That's it. So thank you for joining the Fearless Morning Show. Oh, well, thank you, Trenda. We love you.
Yes, we do.
Awesome. Thank y'all for joining the morning show. Make sure you share it. Make sure you sign up for the webinar Saturday, February the 3rd, starting at 10. It will be, of course, you get to watch it from the comfort of your own home, because it is a webinar, and then we are working on some great big things. Make sure you check out the Be Fearless bracelets. I'll post that link as well so that you can get yours. And Lynn doesn't know, but we have Be Fearless earrings coming, Lynn, too. I'm so excited.
Wow.
Yeah. So me and Trenda are big earring people. We love statement earrings, right, Trenda? Either I'm trying to steal hers or she's trying to take mine. We keep it all in the family. It's okay. So we are very big statement earring people. So we have some Be Fearless earrings coming to match your bracelet. So look out for that. All right, guys, have a great Wednesday. Remember to press the gas today. I want y'all to come back tomorrow and tell me, what did you press the gas on? If it was something in your finances that you've been avoiding or not doing, if it was something in your life that you need to press the gas on, handle your business today, y'all.
Yeah.
But for real, don't get no speeding tickets, like for real. Don't get a speeding ticket. But press the gas. Make it happen. All right, guys. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you bright and early in the morning at 7:15. Have a good one.
Signing off.